Hey, hey, what's up, guys? Let me, let's see. The reason why, Colorfinger. What's up, Sir Tamic? Thank you so much for the sub, by the way. You're lovely. Thank you for the sub, friend. The reason why the music started late is because, hang on, is because I moved a couple of folders around and then I realized that when the music is assigned to play, it picks it from a certain place. And when you change that place, you have to change the properties in the OBS. You know what I'm talking about. You get the thing. Anyway, let me change the properties on the jazz music that we have playing underneath that's not playing right now because I changed the location of it. See what happens when you touch stuff? Don't touch stuff if you don't know what it does. So, all right, let me go back to where the all right. So it's gonna be in here. Where is it? Where's the jazz music? Come on now. That's weird. Oh, coffee and donuts music. That's why. Okay. Were those the coffee and donuts? Saturday coffee and donuts music. All right, that's why. There. Okay. There. That should be working better. All right. Okay, so that should be. All right. You guys hearing the January 2023. I have an idea. What's that? To fuck up everybody else's week with demands for tech. So anyway, so this is why the stream looks the way it does. Colorfinger and some of the lovely artists. Hey, what's up, Bud McAwesome? That's a McAwesome name. Some of the other lovely artists here on in the Discord and on the stream have been working on putting together an animation or two. So before I get into it, Bud McAwesome, here's what we mean. I'm going to open up an app, right? So here's what we're going to do with this here app. We are going to throw out an animation that they've been working on, and I'm going to do a voice for it. And it's supposed to happen in real time, but because I have a Mac and there's sometimes a lag, but I have shut down my other stuff and I restarted the computer to refresh it. I even stopped the render of an edit. I have an interview with an Oxford professor that I was editing, and I shut it down for you lovely people. So I'll get to it later. But that's going to be, I think, either in February or March. I've got some cool interviews lined up. I got a lot of other content lined up. I got cool stuff lined up on the Patreon. And thank my newest patron, by the way. We have a new patron over on the Patreon. Thank you so much. And you'll be getting content. You're getting content right now, but you'll be getting more content soon. Every 1st, 8th, 15th, and 22nd, I have new content dropping. All right. Yeah, Colorfinger, let me just pull you up right now in Stream Squad so you can talk me through all the steps I have to go through, because there are going to be steps. But yeah, here's what my dream for Thursday is. Thursday is going to be an activity day. I just can't do it in the kitchen because, as you know, the Wi-Fi sucks ass, and I can't do a normal stream there, so no more kitchen stuff. That all goes to Patreon. But we can do activities here. I'm thinking that you guys go to Discord, you create characters, and I do animation, or you create animations for them. I do voices for them, and we sort of workshop a bit. And those of you who are interested in voice acting can watch my process. It's pretty off the cuff. My process has always been very off the cuff. So it doesn't mean you're going to learn how to do it yourself, but you will see one man's process for it. And this is something I could have put on Patreon and made you pay for. Well, I can't make you do anything. but it would have been behind a paywall. But this, I think, is just a fun way to run a stream. And then we can do other activities on other Thursdays, but I want the activities to be centered here. So it's Skill Building Thursday, right? Right now I'm calling it Animation Thursday. So anyway, as usual, I'm over talking and under delivering. So, all right, yo.
Mr. Acer, how's it going?
I'm good, good. So, all right, first I need to open up that app, do I not? Or do I just double? I do?
You need to open up the app, yes.
Okay, so the app is, let's see, VideoTube Mini. Let's find that bad boy. There it is. I'm going to double click on that. This is all happening from a Mac, folks, which makes it absolutely mind-boggling that it works at all. Because Mac apparently doesn't give a shit about streaming or anyone else's tech. Okay, but here we go. Let's move him around.
So now, give me 1 second because Neil just sent over the last piece that I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a revised version of this that has the baby flatulon in it.
Yeah, test. Okay, so what I'm trying to find out is how matched he is to my lip movements. It looks like there might be a small delay, but you guys will have to tell me. Plus, I want to move where he is on the screen, so let me... All right, so this is the...
Source in OBS.
Yeah, I want to move that. All right, let's put him there. Okay. Can I flip him? I think I can flip him, can't I?
Probably.
Properties.
Transform mirror, maybe. Let me look.
Properties. Let's see.
Okay, it's not under properties. It's under transform.
Transform. Okay. Transform. Flip horizontal. There we go. Okay. Well, hello, Flatulon. So the voice I'm thinking about doing for Flatulon, I don't like to always do on-the-nose characterisms, characterizations. Okay, so you guys aren't seeing delay on your end. That's good. It's a good sign. So Flatulon obviously is an alien, a flatulent alien, hence the name Flatulon. Okay, so what I'm thinking about is we don't do the on the nose, right? So what I'm thinking of is Flatulon should sound very much like William F. Buckley Jr., but Tony Randall's version of him. So I want to welcome you all. My name is Flatulon. I'm a diplomatic envoy from the planet Aerosol. It's not an actual planet name, it's one I just came up with, but I want to dig deeper down into some of the issues we've been bringing up here, and mainly the problem of using Mac versus a personal computer or PC in the more modern parlance, as it were. Yes. Okay. So there you go. So there's your that's what you call sort of a counterintuitive voice, right? So you look at Flatulon and you think, "Hey, I'm an adorable alien. I'm an adorable alien," or "I'm an adorable alien," or "I'm an adorable alien," right? So those are all choices you've seen before, right? I'm an adorable alien, or hey, maybe I'm sort of a Brooklyn alien, something that you've seen riffs on that too. Or I could go really against type, and then it's like, how does this guy even sound this way? He sounds like a sanitation engineer, and he's a little green guy, like a little globule with a big old eye there. Hey, look at that there. Right. There's lots of ways you can go, but I just like the idea of a higher life form sounding like a higher life form, but not all cutesy. Right? Because he looks cute doesn't mean he has to sound cute. By the way, yeah, so this is... There was an accident. Mainly it just, it just couldn't stay on, and I got tired of super gluing and scotch taping it. But the blue one is hanging in there. Okay, so this is the basic idea. Now, Colorfinger, you were saying that... there is a more advanced file.
Yes, there is a full set that you can download. If you look at Office Fun,
All right, so let me.
Just posted a file there that is Chris Set, Flatulent Spike, Randy.
Okay, so what is the? All right, where am I looking again?
Go to Artist Fun.
Artist Fun. All right, I am there. Wow, 55 new messages in the last hour.
Yeah, we've been using each other.
You guys have been working. all right, I've got to definitely get not Randy Runestaff in.
I will.
Yeah.
So at the very bottom, that set that I posted contains everything we've been working
Okay, so I just download this. Do I click on it or download it?
on. Download it.
All right, so I'm going to download. Okay, so I don't know why they can't hear you right now. Oh, maybe on this. Okay.
We have fixed it on this scene. But it doesn't even matter. We don't need to troubleshoot. They don't hear it.
Well, I don't know. I'd like them to hear you so they can hear what we're doing. How about I add you? What do I do? Add a source?
Yeah, add a source, and it's going to be. I think it's Black Hole 2 channel. I'm not 100% sure.
Audio, was it audio output capture?
Audio output capture. Yeah.
Audio output capture. I'm going to say okay, and then it's going to be Black Hole 2 channel is the only option.
Yeah, I think it's Black Hole
Okay.
2 channel.
All right. Can you guys hear Color Finger now?
I will say some more things.
Yes, they can.
Oh,
Look,
perfect.
I did a thing with minimal help.
You did it!
Yeah. I did it! Yay! Right. Okay. So,
I'm
all
too
right.
loud.
So
I'll
now
be
what I'm
quiet.
going to do is I'm going to. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of the current flatulon so you guys can miss him a little bit. All right. So what we're doing is we're going to import animations that people have been dropping into the Artist Fun channel on our Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, what the fuck is your problem? Anyway, just kidding. If you're not a member of the Discord, join the Discord, all right? This is how you get involved in this fun stuff, right? Because we're going to put in a character. I'm going to do a voice for it. I'm going to take your notes and we're going to tweak it. And this is the process. Maybe we should just call it Creative Thursday. We just do creative stuff. Creative Activity Thursday. I don't know, whatever. All right. Bud McAwesome, you can hear colors. Well, good for you. You can share that. It's not that, it's not common, but I don't know if it's that unusual either. So anyway, I don't hear colors myself. I see them, and that tends to be the end of that. But I have other little idiosyncrasies. All right, I like Creative Thursday too. So Nayod has backed me up on this, and so that's a start right there. All right. So
I've turned myself down so that hopefully I'm not overwhelmingly loud on the stream.
that's okay. Let me drag the flatulon stuff out. Now, once I have it, do I just double click on it?
No, you'll need to go into VideoTube.
Okay. You should turn yourself up because now not even I can hear you.
You can't hear me? Okay, let me put myself there. How's that?
That's better. All right, so now what do I do?
So open VideoTube, and in the bottom left-hand corner of VideoTube, there's a little folder icon.
Yeah.
Click that.
So I click the folder icon.
And then browse
Okay.
to where you downloaded that set to, and double-click it.
Okay. Could you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, where you need to browse to where you downloaded that set to, the Video Mini file.
Yeah, I believe it's on the desktop here.
And then double-click it.
Yes. So then I will open it.
Yes, from
Okay,
here.
I'm opening it. Ah, great. That's looks like we got all right, let me okay, it says Vito MiniTube Mini would like to receive keystrokes from any applications. Should I deny
Yeah,
that?
you need no, allow that, please.
Well, it
I
says
set
open
up.
system preferences.
You will
so-
need to do that
All
because
right,
it's a
so
Mac.
I've got to open system preferences. Okay.
Yes.
I'm taking my glasses off because this is normally I stream with my contacts in because of the sight issues. All right, let's see. I've got to unlock. All right, so we're just unlocking something here. All right, so I'm going to.
You'll hit the unlock button. You'll put your password in, then you'll check
All
the
right.
box next to VideoTube Mini.
I've got to quit and reopen it.
Okay.
In order for that to happen, so I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to reopen Vito MiniTube. All right, I'm putting the glasses back on. So
And
what it's
the
like to
reason
get
it
old,
asks you
people.
for that The reason it
So it's
asks you
like
for
the good
that
old
is
luckily. Still hitting the book. Still hitting the weights. All right. Okay. So I think it's time for you guys to meet the next one.
wait 1 second, Chris, before you do this.
Too late.
The reason it asks you for okay.
No. All right. What were you gonna say?
The reason I asked you for keystrokes is because I set up hotkeys there, so you can press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to switch between the different characters.
All right. Well, how do I do that?
Just on your keyboard, like literally the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, right, but
If you have VideoTube Mini selected, and you move your mouse off of it, and then just press 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, it'll change between characters.
oh, I see. Awesome. Oh, great.
Okay, I'm going
All
to
right.
mute myself so you can do your work here.
All right. I love. Okay. Yeah. Don't leave. You know, mute yourself or don't mute yourself. I don't care. You can talk. What the hell?
Well,
This is a collaborative effort. You've
You're doing
certainly.
you're doing your art here. I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah. Well, calling it art is. It's other people's art that I'm adding art to. All right. So, a big shout out and thank you to Colorfinger. To let's see, who else has been contributing to this? There's been a lot. Of people.
More importantly, big shout out to Hoxdolem and Nayot because they are the ones who have done all of the
Gotcha.
art that you're about to look at.
Hox, Dolem, and Nayot, major props, big shout outs. Okay, so back to what we're doing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a flip. I'm going to do transform, flip horizontal, and then that should do it. But let me see. Let me do it now. Let me flip horizontal. There we go. And now I want to make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see him better. Great. Now, as you all know, this here is Spike. How are you? How are you, you great gate? Eat a bag of, well, you know the rest. Oh, yes, I believe what my colleague Spike was trying to say was, hey, y'all, what's up? It's Randy Runestaff Jr., good morrow to you. Wizard extraordinaire, today I have come up with a spell. First of all, we're going to work on my look a little bit more, but, you know, they got the staff down. They got the mullet. That's pretty good right there. Y'all know the mullet. It's a business in the front, party in the back right there. Or in some places they call it a Kentucky waterfall. But we're in the land of make-believe here. So I want to tell y'all I've been working on a spell. It's a combination of lightning bolt and fireball. Hey, what's up, Cam? Good morning to you, Randy Runestaff Jr., Wizard Extraordinaire, the Intimidator. So it's a spell to come up with this combination of, I don't know how you call it, lightning bolt and fireball. I call it a light ball. Does a 6d6 damage plus 1 per level, so the more badass you are, the more devastation you's gonna wreak. I don't have the circumference of it down yet as far as area goes. I can't really make it go straight ahead forward. I'm still workshopping it, so y'all want to make sure your party members ain't anywhere near you before you set this son of a bitch off. I'll tell you something right there. Okay. I beg your pardon. I've had some bad sushi. I'm not feeling quite up to par, so I'm going to recuse myself from any further appearances on the stream thus far. But hail and hearty welcome to the rest of you all. And I've got find the nearest lavatory. Thank you. We can't get 30 together for a bleeding private lobby. What's the latest count? It really chaps my arse. It's better. It's a good thing they don't have animation of me smashing this fucking controller. All right, so... Right, that's the next evolution of Flatulon. Flatulon, and there's sick Flatulon. It's Flatulon and Flashalon after eating a Scotch egg. What the hell do you mean a Scotch egg? It's a fucking delicacy in Glasgow. So, right now, as you can see, I had distinct voices for Runestaff and Spike. By the way, Spike, absolutely perfect. No need to change a single thing. I have notes on Randy. The only note is you can go even more cartoony. He almost looks too nice. I think the way the cartoony look of Spike, I would go even more pronounced with his features. I know it may be two different artists, so I don't want one artist copying the other artist's style. I just want you to make sure that it sort of realizes the buffoonery of Randy Runestaff a little bit more. Bud McAwesomes. I swear I saw this guy in another stream. You might have seen him in one of my old streams because I have an animation. It's a computer animation of this character. This character is a creation of my brother Dave. So Dave created the look for Spike and Flatulon and Randy Runestaff Jr. I kind of came up with the names. Well, I didn't come up with Flatulon. That's Eric Tyler. If Eric Tyler is with us, Eric Tyler came up with that name. And Randy Runestaff Jr. I came up with. And Spike, I don't know. I think that might have been Dave's name. Yeah. Nayot. Okay, so is Randy Runestaff yours, Nayot? Well, bravo, because I still like Randy. I still like Randy's design. I think that you can go more cartoony. So I'm stretching my limits here, and I want you artists to stretch your limits as well, as much as you have time for. Like, I can't expect you guys to just drop everything. Yeah, like, actually, I think you drew the human form quite well. It actually is so realistic, I'd rather him be more cartoony. Yeah. Yeah, I actually think you actually showed a little bit too much skill there, Nayot. You can ugly it up a bit. Ikura is the kind of form you prefer to do. Gotcha. A talking potato VTuber. There you go, Ghost Toast. Whatever floats your boat. Right. So, like, all right. So right now, what I'm gonna do, okay, is let's. Okay. So here's something I want you guys to also, for anyone who's into voice acting or into acting or anything like that, the thing to keep in mind is when you come up with your characterization, first things first, you can start with how they look, but when you get breakdowns, they don't always give you a visualization of the character. That's maybe half of the time. Maybe half of the time. For video games, it happens more often than not. But a lot of times you're doing stuff for commercials. And other times you're doing video games, but they haven't gotten to the point yet where they're ready to show you anything because they're very proprietary about it and very protective. Same goes for animation. So a lot of times you just get a description of their personality. You might get their age range, and you might get their physical build. But you're going to take that information and you're going to come up with your character voice for it. And don't be afraid to, well, I don't know, they say good artists copy, great artists steal. You don't have to do an exact replica of someone else's performance, but some of the most memorable cartoon characters started off as basic impressions of somebody famous, and they riffed on it from there. So this is not unusual. And so don't be afraid to start with characteristics of either a celebrity you really like or maybe someone you know, someone you grew up with. So Spike, obviously, I did Gobber for, I'm going to have to put my glasses back on to read the chat. I did Gobber for the How to Train Your Dragon TV show. I did a video on this. It'll be in a future Patreon. So I voice matched Craig Ferguson. So that was not a characterization that I was intimately involved with. I was voice matching Craig Ferguson. But as we did more and more episodes and more seasons of the show, they allowed me to put a little bit more of my own stamp on Gobber. Not a big change. But they said, we kind of think of the TV series as its own canon, separate from the TV show, or separate from the movie. So it's still Gobber, but he might be a little brighter, a little cheerier, a little more cartoony. Who knows? It's up to you as you watch the show to compare and contrast what you see on the in the movie series. But I'm still doing Craig Ferguson, right? So there's more than one way to sound Scottish, right? And I don't know where Craig is from, but it wouldn't be too out of place to see this man here with his kilt on and his hair with his wee points there, right? The important thing is You are matching someone's voice, so you have to do exactly what they do in the movie for the audition, but they always give you new copy to see if you can take that and do your own performance with it. Many impressionists fall into this hole, especially when they're starting. They can do a specific line of a character, and then when you have them improv or do something else outside of those specific words they practiced, they can't. They don't know how to do the rest of it. You have to be able to extrapolate the rest out and then build your character from there, right? Can you take what you have and go outward? Go forward, young man, right? Go west, east, north, south, all the other points of the compass in between there. So this is what I used to do. I used to be able to do an impression, but I would only do 1 or 2 lines with it because that's what I practiced. And then when somebody said, oh, we'll do so-and-so doing this, and I couldn't because I hadn't practiced taking the characterization and just living in it. So you got to be able to take it for a walk around the block, right? So impressions are a great starting point, but an impression is really just that. It's usually something fairly superficial. If you want to inhabit the character, you got to get into their head, get into the persona, and take it for a walk. Right. So, in fact, what we'll do is, all right, so let's see. So, you could say there's a bit of Shrek in here, aye, but Shrek is a bit more Mike Myers, isn't he? Yeah, he's a bit thinner in his voice. Certainly not thinner in real life there. Shrek is very, sort of wide, right? And when Mike Myers was coming up with Shrek, he did the accent a bit too strong and they had to water it down so the wee kids could understand him. And by the way, do you know who did Shrek first? The character was developed with a different actor. Can anyone guess who that was? A free high. Yes, that's the right colour finger before I could promise a high five. You guessed it, right? High five to you. It was Chris Farley first, and he passed away. So Mike Myers took it over, and he decided I'm going to do this as a Scottish guy. And if you'll notice, if you've seen So I Married an Axe Murderer, and if you have not seen it, you should. It's very funny. He's doing sort of his character's dad is Scottish, and he's basically a lot like Shrek. Just sort of speaks his mind and says a lot of inappropriate things. But I talked to an engineer who had recorded both Mike Myers and Chris Farley, like Chris Farley for early sessions of Shrek, and then later Mike Myers. And he said Chris Farley, when he was doing Shrek, had not done voice acting before and didn't know how the recording worked. And he was at one point running all around the studio doing his dialogue. And they said, Chris, you have to stand in front of the mic and you can't stamp up and down because the mic will pick that up. So he had to sort of get into the technique, the protocols of what it's like to, record in a studio. You can't wear loud clothing if at all possible, because if you move, you're going to hear like that. The best mic's not even going to be able to cut that out. So yeah, but Chris Farley was basically doing Chris Farley, just an exaggerated version, right? But that was his characterization. Mike Myers went beyond that. And I voice matched Mike Myers for The Cat in the Hat, the movie. Not in the actual movie, he did all that, but I did the merchandise. So there was a talking doll I did a commercial, and then I did a video game. And for that, I had to take what was in the movie and be able to prove that I could sound just like him, because he and DreamWorks signed off on whoever was going to book the part. And so they signed off on me. But I had to be able to but I had to be able to do new lines for the video game that were not in the movie. So that's taking an exact characterization and still taking it for a walk, right? Being able to go farther. So... And once again, once you have the basic patina of the character themselves, then you can simply use your imagination and sort of divine how they may sound and all the other words of the dictionary that are not yet covered with the initial attempts. as it were. Yes, and then of course you get down to character. Now the thing about character is you have to be able to place yourself in your character's mindset and begin to make choices for them and react, as it were. So acting is not just saying your line and then waiting for your turn to talk, although that has happened on a number of occasions in many subpar productions. But one thing you will want to do is begin to listen to the other person in the scene, or personae, as it were, and then have a fitting response. Be in the moment. Right, so your attempts at authenticity do not ring hollow. And I believe we can find no shortage of examples of this in various middle-brow forms of entertainment, none of which I have yet to sample. So, Ghostos, you can get so deep in an impression it begins to become your normal voice. Yeah, don't fall into that trap, Ghostos. I used to do this with Matthew Broderick. When I was a teenager, I saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off 5 times. And I found out that I could do a really good Matthew Broderick impression. And I started doing it a lot. And it can be annoying for people to hear not you, right? So you want to make sure that they're getting you. And then every now and then you throw the impression out. It's like, yeah, that's great. And I was annoying people with my Ferris Bueller. I was just all the time just doing Ferris, right? Because, I didn't have anything else in my quiver. That was what I had. So right now you've got this is Ferris Bueller the alien. Pardon my French, but Cameron is so tight. If you shoved a lump of coal up his ass, in 2 weeks you'd have a diamond. Yeah, so there you go. Now, here's the other thing. If I turn off my camera. Yes, now you're left with Flatulon Bueller. I just have to find my friend Cameron. Is there a way for us to get 2 characters on here at the same time? That is a thing. Can we get 2 characters on here at the same time?
Theoretically, I guess. I don't really know. You'd have to have 2 different sound sources.
We'd have to have a duplicate of the Vito tube.
You could have a duplicate of the video tube feeding it off of the black hole, and then you could have one character be fed by your desktop audio, aka whoever you're on Discord with, and the other character fed by the microphone, aka
Oh no, I would
you.
it would just be one audio source. I would just switch voices.
Right, but then they would both fire at once, is what I'm saying. You'd need to proactively mute each one in turn.
Well, how would they both fire at once? If I talk for one, and I'm done talking, and then, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. When I say something, both of them are lip syncing it. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that does get a little. All right. So instead, I could do it this way. Where's that rascal little green fella? Flatulon. Here I am. I'm Ferris right now. What's up? It looks like a little gnome, man. Like little, I don't know, like one of them little random, when the DM's kind of bored, y'all are going through a long dungeon, and he says, all right, wandering monsters. Everybody roll a D20. Once again, not all of the sushi has exited my corpus, and so I am again reporting remotely from the laboratory, as it were. I've availed myself of the nearest window to, aerate the area. So, once again, I would advise you to stay away from the sashimi at Nobu on Mondays, not the ideal repast. I love how the characters are just sort of floating a little bit, ever so slightly. Okay.
Not that I want to interrupt a lot, but I do want to interrupt a little bit because Nayot has one other character that she created who is not one of your stream characters, and I've just dropped that video mini into Artist Fun as well.
Well, let's do that. All right, hey, can you turn your volume up? Just turn your volume up because I can't hear you as well.
Okay. Turned it down for everyone else.
Nah, don't worry about it.
All right.
It's not that important that they only hear me. I'd rather them hear everybody. Okay, so all right, I'm going to a new one. All right, so okay, here we go.
Called
I'm gonna
Neot
download this.
Ikura. Yeah.
I'm gonna download this. Download complete. Gonna drop this on the old desktop, and then
Same as
I'm
before,
going
you'll
to-
just open that up.
I'm going to go to the load, and then okay, so open. Okay. Here we have let's see, a black and white. All right, so I'm gonna have everybody watch this. Okay, so they can see that we're going to come up with a characterization on the fly. Let me make it a little bit smaller so you guys can see the whole character. Okay, that's better. That's better. A little bit smaller though, because I want to get there. All right. Okay, so, well, I can interpret the voice. The first thing you do is you start by interpreting the voice based on what you see. Now, of course, this is not an anthropomorphization of anything. This is an actual beast, as it were. And you wonder, is this a good beast or a bad beast? What's the alignment? Okay, so let's create a breakdown for this character. As we create a breakdown, we're going to come up with a voice. So your typical breakdown is going to be what are the physical characteristics? Is age a factor? And what is the background? And what is the personality? Are they good, evil, neutral, chaotic? You know, if we're going to use D&D alignments, lawful, neutral, chaotic, good, as it were. So let's, as a community, let's create a voice for this. Neot is the original creator, so you can refer any questions to her. My first question is this a beast that is going to sound animalistic, or is it going to have a human voice? Because if you want animalistic,
obviously the first thing you might do is include a rasp. And you have a long tongue, so you have to sort of allow for that.
but you don't have to. That's what I see. That's sort of an on the nose, but you don't have to. And are they noble? Are they, first of all, are they good or evil or neutral? Are they noble? Are they not noble? Are they sinister? Are they out for themselves? Are they selfish, petty? Are they insecure? Are they conflicted, tormented? What's their backstory? Okay, we'll have a deep, sapient voice. Neutral evil, a prey animal. Oh, okay, predator. Yeah. And that makes sense. Predator animals tend to have their eyes in front, not on the side. You see the long beak. All right. Can spear its prey. It's got some sharp, pointy teeth. Right? There are some who call me Tim. All right. Deep sapient voice. All right. It's later in the day for me, so I can't get much deeper than this. I can lower my voice, be a little more relaxed. Is this character's name is Ikura? Or is this the style you work in? Okay. So what's the character's name? Let's come up with a name. And guys, on the... okay, both. Okay. So, guys watching, throw in your own ideas. Let's see. Is this an intelligent creature, or average, or not bright at all? Because if they're sort of oafish and unintelligent, then that makes a difference. Do you want their voice to be smoother or textured? Neot, you can let everyone guess, but right now everyone seems to be just watching. So weigh in with whatever. Because again, this is the way it works. Ghostos is not good at guessing. Well, you guys are creative types. Tell me if you think this should be. This to me could be either one. It could be sort of a predator animal that travels in packs and maybe isn't that bright and needs extra help to bring down its prey. Or maybe it's like the velociraptor, which is very intelligent. Well, Nayot's already said neutral evil, so we know it's evil. And if it is a predator, it doesn't necessarily mean everything. We know that, okay, evil wisdom. All right. Okay, so you want something evil, wise, and are they ancient? Are they relatively new? What kind of backstory do they have? Is this an animal that is sui generis? Are they unique? Or do they travel in packs? Is it four-legged, two-legged? Is it like a raptor? Does it have two very powerful hind legs and two claws? Is it on four legs? What's up, Reese the Beast? We are doing animation. This is a creative stream, so we're going to call it Creative Thursdays, I guess. So Creative Thursdays, we're messing around with animation. This is a creation of Nayot, and we're coming up with a voice for it. So right now we know that it's neutral evil. Its name is Ikura. It's a predator animal, and it is wise, so it's smarter than average. Things are going great otherwise. This is the kind of community stuff I like to do, right? So this is us creating together. So if you've got artwork, send it over. First of all, join the Discord if you haven't joined the Discord. What's up, Buckethead? All right.
Hey Chris, how would you feel about me making the artist role something that people can just self-opt into, rather than being exclusively assigned to it? So they can opt
Sure.
into it, so they can get the channel.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was already a thing or not, but yeah, if you
It's
want
not
to make
yet.
it that, make it so.
I will do that.
Right. Okay. So let's see here. I see the keystrokes don't work when you've added in another character. That's weird.
I didn't set them up for this one.
Okay,
You'd have to load
yeah.
back into the other one.
All right, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, if you can, join the Discord and then go to the Artist Fun channel in the server and drop in your artwork, and we will do a voice for it. I'm not going to stream for too long today. I wanted to mainly monkey around with this and show you guys the process, right? And have it be something we all work on. Colorfinger, I don't know what thing didn't fire, but sorry about that, for whatever reason. Okay. Spiritual being haunts those it deems worthy of its oh, okay, it's female, but its voice is masculine and deep, like a siren, lurks in the shadows and stalks human men. Ikura will never kill her prey. She feeds off the fear of her victims, nothing more. Well, this is a dastardly creature. Okay. But doesn't know how to ask for it. Yeah. Okay. So, masculine and deep, lurks in the shadows, stalks. So I would think they would be something that would speak more slowly and almost not really in a whisper, but definitely something that would be softer, deep. I don't have as much texture right now, but for example, okay, Ikura is a spiritual being who haunts those it deems worthy of its attention. Let me get rid of me. Okay. Like a siren, lurks in the shadows and stalks human men. Ikura will never kill her prey. I am here to haunt you. Always to haunt you. I
have to cut down on the cigarettes.
Yeah, so here we have fun with size. When they tell you size doesn't matter,
They're lying.
I'm interested in the size of your fear.
Sorry. Yeah. In the morning, it's just really hard, you know?
Yeah, so if I were to get booked to do Akura, I'd say, can you book me in the morning when I'm deeper? Right. So there we go. There's Akura. Right, and now we, let's see, let's go to, right. So there's your difference there. All right, we go back to these guys. All right, we're switching out. Okay, I just want to make sure that works the way, yeah. Ah!
Hello?
Yeah. Okay. Little green slider on the right side of Veto Tube. Can you slide that up a small bit? That way the mouth moves more when you speak. Okay, hang on. So like that. I see. Okay, so that opens the mouth more. That opens the mouth even more there. No, now it's not opening at all. How about here? Okay.
I think what they meant was you needed to move it actually down a little bit because that
Down
changes
a little
the
bit.
sensitivity.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. How's that? That's better. Okay. Yeah, it's set pretty sensitive now. Okay. There. All right. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so here's our process. All right, if you've got a character, all right, work on it, do whatever you want with it, drop it in the Artist Fun channel, and then next Thursday we'll workshop it a bit. Maybe we'll come up with a voice for it. We'll create an identity for it. And again, for anyone who's interested in voice acting, or for anyone who's interested in animation and want to see what it's like when a voice actor interprets your character, then that's kind of this is a look at how you do that. The most important thing as an artist you can do is think about not just what your character looks like. Think about who your character is. The more you know who they are, the more it will probably influence their look and how they might move, things like that. And that's why at Disney, I'm probably the same at most animation houses now, they call their artists actors, because that's really what they do. You're acting, you're just doing it with with your stylus, your tablet, your pencil and flip pad, however you want to put it. But a lot of them have little mirrors right next to them in their cubicles as they animate, because they want to try out an expression, and they'll take a look and boom, onto the page it goes. So again, if you're an artist and you're creating and you want to see the process of how a voice is applied to your character, do as much of writing of the character's personality as you can, because we're all products of our environment and our upbringing and what we have innate in us. Think of your character as somebody that you might know, a person, and build out from there, because that's what an actor is going to do. An actor will always have a knee-jerk reaction, and I don't mean knee-jerk in a bad way. They'll always have an immediate reaction to what they see. They may see something and immediately think, oh, that's Uncle Terry. Or, oh, that's this guy I knew that I used to work with. Or that's this lady who failed me in high school algebra. Whatever it is. Or that's this person I saw on the bus one day, and I wondered what they would sound like, but I remember what they looked like, and I created an entire persona for them. So you're always creating, and whatever you have in you, that's supposed to come out, right? Whatever you have in you, apply it to this character, whatever is appropriate at least. Yeah, it's not an accident that Reese the Beast, that the way a character is animated has a lot to do with the actor who is providing the voice. So you'll see that happen a lot. And yes, Jeremy Irons, the way he talks, some of his facial expressions, things like that, I'm sure you're going to see manifested in Scar. That's the product of the actor and the animators just, working symbiotically there. Because I assure you, they will see, when you work on an animated project, especially an animated feature, which can be 4 years, 3 years, from the time you start providing your voice to the time you actually see the finished product, they're going to show you all kinds of artist illustrations and maybe even little rough characterizations. Sometimes they'll even have little bits of animation they've done, and you can see how the character moves and whatnot. So, and you'll come in. I worked on Disney's The Wild over a year, and it was 4 sessions, but it was a period of, I don't know, probably a year to a year and a half. And you come in once every few months, and they have made, new advances in the story. They have maybe rewritten some things. The character is more fully realized visually. So each time you come in, you get new things to look at, and that might help what you're doing. That's just part of the process. Okay. There you go. So there's the instructions from Colorfinger there if you want to do it. All right, so let's see. Colorfinger, the thing you just dropped on Discord, is that something we can work with in this program? Or is it, are we only doing things that we can work with in the program where a mouth moves? Or are we just going with whatever somebody puts in there?
The thing I dropped in the Discord, well, I had assumed that, well, first of all, anything can work in this program. You don't have to have a fully animated thing. You can just have one pose,
right,
and then just replicate that for all of it and work from there. Ideally, if people have a closed mouth pose and an open mouth pose, that's all you need.
Okay. Now, what about the thing that you just dropped in here in the Discord?
In the announcements?
No, this is in Artist Fun.
So I see that Nail just dropped something in there.
Let's see. Well, you said here, has the artist role but can't post. They wanted to post this.
Oh, that's Nail said that. Okay.
Okay.
That's something I just need to figure out. Give me a second.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know if that's something we can drop into this program or not.
Probably less easily because that's just a photo. It would need to be treated and cut out.
Yeah, we can do that one next week, guys. If you guys can fit that into how this program works, then we can definitely work on that one next week. No problem. But it needs to be in a form that we can work with. But you have all week. So this was just the maiden voyage of the creative stream. So that's what I'm talking about. And it doesn't always have to be us working with animated things. It's anything creative that we do as a community together. So that's what I wanted to do. All right. Okay. So has the jazz music been playing the whole time under this? I would think you guys could hear it. Yep. Okay, good. Wanted to make sure. All right. Yep. Okay. What was the other thing I was going to say? There was something else I was going to say. Oh. Okay. What was the other thing I was going to say? There was something else I was going to say. Hang on. Okay. Gotta mute my Twitch page. All right. Again, the reason why I chose Thursday for this is it could be either Wednesday or Thursday, but I like the idea of 3 days in a row of streaming. I think of myself as a 2-day-a-week streamer because of my time constraints, but I realize that it's also easier to keep in touch with you guys if I can find a third day of the week, even if it's just for an hour. So that's what I wanted this to be. Something that does not revolve around a game, something that does not revolve around me playing a game, I'm not really a gamer. You guys can clearly tell that, right? But I am a creative type, just like you guys are, and that's where I wanted to establish another connection point with the community. So that's what Thursday is going to be. Thursday is going to be Creative Thursday, and by default, we will always have this to work on. You guys can be filling the Artist Fun channel all week long with things, so we'll have no end of things to work out. And sometimes it might be, instead of me doing this, I pull up one of your pieces of art and we all constructively critique it together. And that's what I mean by critique. Constructive. We point out what we like about it, and we point out things that maybe could be reimagined, you know? So we're not here to ever tear each other down. That's not what we do. We do support here. And so if anyone has anything they're workshopping, we can take it and we can take a look at it together, right? I put myself out here, so I want you guys to feel comfortable doing the same. If anybody comes in here and is critical towards me or anybody else without, you know, any justification, then, you know, we handle that. We don't support that here, and we don't really get that here. You guys probably noticed this. We don't have a big community, but we've got a mighty one. So we don't have a lot of traffic coming in of people just being douchebags. Whenever they are, we usually get rid of them pretty quick. You know, we don't have time for that. So this
Chris,
is
one more.
yeah. Well, Nayad, I will always be constructive. Don't worry. I don't believe me. I've been in the public arena for people to critique for 30 years now. When I started doing stand-up professionally, you know, believe me, nothing hurts worse than a crowd that refuses to laugh at your material. And I've had some painful critiques printed about me, but nothing is worse than an audience that just sits there and stares at you like a dog watching a ceiling fan. So the rest of it, you know, yeah, it does suck when you get a bad review, because that's kind of on the internet forever. But, you know, you get over it. But as far as you guys putting your art in here, yeah, I know it's a leap for some people because you're just folks in your houses and you're creating on your own. And here I am asking you to trot your stuff out publicly. But that's why I'm telling you, we're here to support and elevate and critique constructively, so that walking away from the experience, you can learn what you could work on. And you don't have to agree with any of our critiques ever. But it's always good to hear what somebody else might think of your work, because they may point something out you never saw. So you have to take all of it with a grain of salt, right? But it's also important, because if you do work professionally as an artist, whether it's as an actual illustrator, designer, or an actor, you're going to need to take direction, and you're going to need to be able to handle criticism. Sometimes the criticism is going to come while you're being directed. Some directors can be a little more abrasive than others, but you've got to learn to take that and be professional. So it just depends. Anyway, yes, as Nayad says, everything should be in good faith. You can have something that resembles negative criticism, but it could just be, this is not really for me, it's not to my taste. As long as there's good faith behind it, meaning you're not here just to tear somebody down, and you mean what you say, okay? So some people say, well, I'm just being honest. Yeah, but you're also being a dick, okay? So there's a difference. There's being honest, but there's being considerate of other people's feelings. So we use manners here. So
Chris,
that's
really,
what Thursdays are going to be. It's our artist colony, okay?
quickly, I made you also a musician fun channel as well.
Okay.
I hope that's okay. I thought the idea would be that
Sure.
maybe you can marry some of the animations with some music.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you what, let's, in that spirit, before we go, since I have an amp that is capable of like 200 sounds. Since we have Randy here, let's see. I need to get my amp a little closer. Okay. You see. Get stuffed, you great bastards! Alright, one more. This one's kind of cool. This is called Wild Nocturne. I haven't played with it yet. By the way, R.I.P. to Jeff Beck, one of the best ever. The guy could play with his fingers while he was also using the whammy bar and the volume knob at the same time. I'm just learning how to strum this damn thing, but what that guy did was just amazing. Nayat, I'm feeling fine. Why do you ask? Do I not look right? Okay, so make sure I didn't miss anything. One more for Angry Spike. That's right for Spike. I'm feeling like shite. My team lost the other day in a derby. All right, let's put the monster away.
While we're here, Chris, do you want to mention the lobby, the custom lobby tomorrow?
I'm sorry, what was that, Colorfinger?
Do you want to mention the custom lobby tomorrow to encourage people who haven't already signed up to sign up?
Yeah, so guys, we have so we're just about to take off here. Thank you for indulging me, but it's Creative Thursday, so I'm just noodling. Okay, the private lobby, let's see, what's the current count in the private lobby?
We have 30 people as of right now.
We have 30 exactly.
Exactly.
That's not much room for error, because I know that all 30 of them are not going to be ready tomorrow precisely at the same time. We need as many people as we can to sign up, because tomorrow we're going to do a private lobby if we can get the 30. So it's going to be all hands on deck, but if we can get the 30, what fun we will have. So Nayat, shooting for noon tomorrow PST. I will try to stay on that as much as I can, because in this case, it's not just you guys passively watching. So, we started late, no big deal. I'll just keep it on. You guys are going to be, hopefully preparing to get in. So I'm going to try to be as close to noon as I can. And if I have to move it, I'll try to give you as much advance notice as I can. So that's what we're going to do. So tomorrow, Apex. Yeah, and this is going to be the stream going forward. It's going to be Creative Thursday, Apex Friday, and Coffee and Donuts Saturday. Coffee and Donuts will remain the same. As always, Creative Thursday is just going to be that. It's like Activity Thursday, but it's just always creative. And Miwi Kiwi, go straight to the Discord. Join the Discord, please. And then go to the private lobby channel. It's under Suggested. So that way we can get as many lovely people in here as we can. That's the whole point is, we're a community. It's growing. We've got 262 members. It was 250. So we've been boosting it up a bit. And if you want to see other content by me, there is a YouTube channel where I have all my old stuff. And everything new I do goes on the Patreon. So if you guys, have the extra ducats to support, anywhere from $3 to $10 a month gets you different things. So I've already got a few people that have started supporting. Very thankful for that. And by the way, only a handful of people so far, and yet Patreon's return to the artist is so good that I already make more off Patreon than I do with 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, monetizing based on views. Ain't that about a bitch? That's how ugly it is on YouTube right now. I can get a few hundred or even a couple of thousand views on either a short or a video I put up on YouTube and make about $6 a month. That's it. I get one patron, and I out-earn that. So, I am trying to reach as many people as I can, but also I'd rather just do something where you guys don't have to sit through commercials, where you're supporting me more directly. And and I've got a lot of things planned for Patreon that won't be anywhere else. So that's why I do it.
Chris, really quickly.
Now. Yeah, what's that?
I just want to jump in really fast because people are asking about how to get into the private lobby thing for tomorrow. So come to the Discord. Under the Sub Friday group, look for the private lobby channel. Drop a message into that channel. Any message that you want. Ideally your gamer tag so that I can, know who you are versus who you are in the game. I will give you the lobster roll. And the lobster roll is how I'm keeping track of who is in the private lobby. When we start playing, I'm going to hide that channel from everyone who doesn't have the lobster roll. And then give the join code in that channel.
And there you go. So thank you, Colorfinger. Yes, Reese the Beast, you're right. Google is looking for excuses to not pay. They're algorithmically selecting only the largest content creators. And good for the largest content creators, And look at me ranting while Spike is saying everything I'm saying. Hey, fuck Google. Making it so if you don't have millions of people watching, you can't monetize shite. That's what I think of them. Yeah, you know what else? I'll tell you what else is wrong with Google. Right? Have you got a minute? Have you got some time to listen to me whinge? That's right, I'll tell you what's wrong with fucking Google. Man busts his arse. People creating content all the live long day, slaving away at the salt mines, and they get a few shiny pennies. Oh, thank you so much, Google. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah, for your 5 or 6 cents. After taxes, I'm left with 4 or 3, or even 2. Yeah, great gets. So go to Patreon. That's right, support your laddies there. They keep 90% of the money. That's right. So that way it'll pay off. That's what I think of that. Anyway, sorry I wasted everyone's time with my whinging. Hello, Captain Sussberg. Ooh, woo to you. Right, alright. Let me let Chris back in here. Ooh, it took a little bit out of me there. Alright. Everybody, what do you say we find somebody to raid? But there you have it. Go find me on Patreon. Check out what's happening there. There'll be new stuff on the 15th and then on the 22nd and then boom, on the 1st again. Every week, or almost every week, 2 new videos. So 8 new videos a month, and then little edited clips of other videos. So you really get like 14 videos a month. It's awesome. So hard at work on that. In the meantime, tomorrow we're going to shoot for noon, right? We're going to shoot for noon, and it's going to be, well, it's going to be a party because there are going to be 30 of us. So let's have a fun private lobby and get it going. In the meantime, is there anybody we should raid with these 13 lovely people we have here?
You have an embarrassment of Apex Legends actors to raid if you would like.
Who's that?
Melly, Johnny, and Allegra are all streaming, so if you want to raid any of those.
Okay. I don't know. I guess whoever's got the fewest of the 3.
That would be Allegra.
Allegra. All right. Let's raid simply Allegra. And, yep. All right. Thank you for participating, Nayat. Now we've seen your lovely art, and we're going to see more of it. So, everybody, love you. Mean it. Be good to yourselves. Be good to other people. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, Miwi Kiwi. Sir Tamik. Gabe is streaming too. All right. Well, we're already rating. Okay. So, guys, let's stream tomorrow. Let's get an awesome private lobby going. Go forth and be wholesome. See you tomorrow.